my goodness. Who else watched Once Upon a Time? Because I did. I am so excited to bring you guys Once Upon a Time recap, review, whatever, because I have just, I'm not gonna lie, I've been getting really bored with my channel. I mean, I have a lot of things coming up to share with you guys and things like that, but like, you know, it's all about timing, and until that timing comes, I've just been so bored with my channel, and so I'm so excited that Once Upon a Time is back and I can finally do these reviews, because you know your girl is a oncer. Like, I love it. Like, I love it. Like, I don't believe in cults, or I would never join a cult, but if there was like a Once Upon a Time thing going on, you know, I might just have to be Madam Mayor. Yeah. But let's get right into this. So, I'm gonna be very honest. I am just more excited about Once Upon a Time being back than I am about the actual episode. I was not really impressed at all with the episode. I'm a little bit confused as to how Maleficent is dead. When did that happen? Okay. But let's kind of just go through what went on. So, of course, classically, it goes into everything that we missed from the past and, you know, leading up to present day. And so, I mean, who would have guessed that Rumpelstiltskin was living with Ursula? Which, side note, I'm still confused as to why Ursula is emerald green instead of being purple and black. Like, emerald green is already kind of taken by Zelena, so purple and black should have been Ursula's thing, just even though it's kind of Regina's thing, but whatevs, side note. So, okay, fine, he's living with her, and then he's like, oh, I got this, I know what we can do, X, Y, and Z. When he received that email, I knew that it was the email from Belle, because Belle had found a spell that could get the fairies out of that thing that, you know, Hook put them in, and she was emailing everybody, and I knew that she was emailing, like, Rumpelstiltskin was going to be one of them. I knew because, one, it's classic Once Upon a Time, and two, it does kind of show you that you don't know who you're talking to over the internet. Like, anyone can create an email address, anyone can lie. So, kudos for that little, you know, Anansi the Spider, moral. And so, you know, he helps her open it, but he knew that by opening it, it would, like, open up this gargoyle type thing. And, you know, we all knew from the previews, once they said that the gargoyle was after the person with the darkest heart, we already knew it was going to be Emma Swan from the previews, because she was walking with Cruella and Ursula. So, we already knew that. So then, yeah, it's like, this episode was just so unmemorable, I'm sorry, but yeah, so then you see that, and then you see, the blue fairy, and all the fairies have come back, and Regina's asking about, you know, who wrote the book, and if they can get their happy ending, and you see the blue fairy, who never once trusted Regina, actually, you know, wanting to help Regina. I think everybody in the town has realized what strides she has taken to become a better person. You know what I'm saying? And like, time out. Who else was heartbroken when Emma opened the drawer and we saw like that, like, taped back together picture of like Robin and Regina? Yes. And T-Way. So, you know, that happens. And basically, Rumpelstiltskin has this plan of getting back into the town. And the only thing that really did surprise me, because, you know, Ursula called Regina from the Dark One's phone, because it was the elaborate plan to get them all back in. And they told her, you know, what the gargoyle wanted and things like that, and how they would like if they did that, could they like come in over the town lines? If I were Regina, my first question would be, why would you even want to come into Storybrooke? Like, what do you need here? Nothing. Nothing good could be of them being in there. But you know what? Regina's turned over a new leaf, and now, you know, she's just like, everyone deserves a second chance if I get a second chance, and second chances. She was just in the club making it rain, second chances. Y'all, be a trust y'all. So she's trying to give everybody a second chance. They defeat the gargoyle, and then they let them in. The one thing that did surprise me, though, was that I really thought that Rumpelstiltskin was going to be in the trunk of Cruella's car, instead of them, like, making him sweat it out to see if they're really going to let him back in. time out. Speaking of letting him back in and his plans, why do people keep trusting Rumpelstiltskin? Why? You know that to a certain extent he's going to keep his word, and then to the other extent he's going to double cross you. So why do you keep listening to him? You know why? Because Rumpelstiltskin, he is a leader. Rumpelstiltskin could lead the Toastmasters Club in college. I don't know if they have that in high school. I didn't have it in high school. But he could totally lead the Toastmasters Club. You know what I'm saying? Like, he don't fumble, he don't get nervous, and he'd be having all the evil villains on his side, and then he'd be getting all the heroes on their side. So that was the one thing that did throw me for a loop. Everything else was kind of just like fluff and filler for the episode. Like I said, this wasn't a very memorable episode. I wasn't super jazzed about how everything came through. As you all know, I'm very biased. I am a Regina fan, so I love more scenes with Regina. And the nicer Regina becomes, I swear, the lesser we see her. This is just not working for my life. I'm gonna need her to be evil. I'm gonna need her to put on the spandex and the crazy makeup and the crazy outfits. If that's what it takes to get her to have more screen time, let's get this on the way. Thank you. So yeah, and then, I mean, Henry is not as cute as he used to be. I mean, it could be that awkward puberty stage, or it just could be this is what he's gonna look like for the rest of his life. And some people don't grow up to be as cute and of adult as they were when they were a child. It is what it is, but I feel like they kind of recognize that Henry's going through this awkward stage, so they don't give him as much airtime as they used to. And hold up, how could I forget the one thing that did have a jaw clincher? Not really a jaw clincher, but the one thing that did also raise suspicion for me, aside from not having him in the trunk and making Rumple sweat it out to see if they're gonna come back and let him in. What happened in the Enchanted Forest, Snow White? What happened, Charming? What you mean? Having secret meetings in forests, talking about don't let anybody know what happened, and if you know what happened, I'm gonna rip your heart out. I don't think they know that Snow White done killed Regina's mama, and that she's got a little blackness in her heart too. Like, yeah. And speaking of which, let's just do some highlights. So that was a highlight. Figuring out if they were going to double cross Rumpelstiltskin was a highlight. Another highlight, which is always a favorite highlight of mine, is Captain Hook terminology for like modern day technology. Magic box, that's what I'm now going to refer to my computer as. My magic box. I film and edit everything on my magic box. I'm just saying. Does anybody remember the talking phone? And he's all like, I don't know, I just press the Emma button and she usually picks up. So cute. So cute. And another highlight to me was that Ursula lives, maybe I'm Ursula, because Ursula's black and she has like mad aquariums. And when I was growing up, I always had an aquarium. So maybe I'm Ursula. I don't know. But anyway, that was Once Upon a Time, this first episode. Like I said, I wasn't very impressed with the episode. I wasn't super jazzed about it. I think that there was a lot of flaws that were made amongst the heroes and different things like that. But I am very interested in seeing how they're going to play out the rest of, you know, this season. I'm really curious to find out how Maleficent died and how they're bringing her back. Speaking of that, can we please just discuss for 2 seconds? Thumbs up if you like the old Maleficent costume from like way back, like season 1 or 2. Do you remember that Maleficent where she was like curly blonde hair and she was like purple and she was cute and like it was just so different but still so cute? Raise your hand, not even raise your hand, thumbs this video up if you like that, because I like that original Maleficent. I don't know. I mean, just because Angelina Jolie jazzed it up and made it look all good for the movie does not mean that y'all had to change it up for her. But yeah. So I'm just kind of rambling, but that's normally what I do in these reviews, and you guys love it. If you didn't love it, then you wouldn't ask me to do it. So, as you guys know, I always post these the day of a new episode. I always post it usually the hour before or a few hours before, so that way it kind of gives you a refresher of what happened, even though you're going to get it before you watch the episode. So, yeah, that's what happened on Once Upon a Time for this episode. Yeah, what did you guys think? Like, were you guys jazzed about it? Were you excited to see what happened or whatever? I don't know. I just wasn't really that impressed with it. But also, thumbs up if you're happy that the Frozen thing is over, because I love Frozen, but I was not feeling Frozen once upon a time, and I know that a lot of people weren't feeling it, and a lot of people took a hiatus from the show because of Frozen being there. Like, no. So basically, just thumbs up this video if you love Once Upon a Time. Thumbs up this video if you enjoyed this review, and also comment down below and let me know if you are on Twitter. I usually do live tweets where I just kind of like wig out about what's going on throughout, you know, commercial breaks of the show, or like usually I'll live tweet mostly after, because I cannot walk and chew bubblegum. Like, I can't watch the show and tweet. Like, if I'm tweeting while I'm watching the show, then I'd be forgetting some stuff, and I don't be watching everything. So that's why I try to wait until commercials, or I try to wait until it's absolutely over. So yeah. Thumbs up this video. Don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, and share, because sharing is caring. And if there's any other videos that you guys want to see, let me know. I'll be glad to do them. I love you all. Thank you for watching.